Good morning. Immediately here comes the dog. You want to say hi? There we go. I am in the mood to vlog. It's been such a long time since I've vlogged. I thought I would just do it for old time's sake. I just got off of a sort of wild 2 weeks of conferences and giving poster presentations and like all this work stuff. I am just very much excited to chill out this weekend, so I'm gonna vlog this weekend and probably next week combined. It's going to be a bit of a restful weekend, a reset weekend, and I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done. So today is Saturday, and I am about to go do some yoga with a friend. Again, very restful. Other than that, I'm very much looking forward to just sort of like sitting on the couch with my Switch, playing some Animal Crossing, and listening to my audiobook. In terms of books, I am reading Foundryside right now on audio. I am really enjoying this book. I have been very into Jackson Bennett's, what's his other series? City of Stairs. I read last month and I really enjoyed it. So I thought I would try this one, and so far I am liking it. I think what he's really famous for is creating very interesting magic systems, and that is definitely the case with this one, as well as the magic that you see in City of Stairs. So basically you're following a thief, Santia, and she has a metal plate that's been put in her head, which means that she has like an affinity for physical objects, if that makes sense. And throughout the beginning of the book, at least, you're sort of discovering how this world works, and it seems sort of like the magic is a little bit like coding, where people can give physical objects instructions like, oh no, you think gravity is exerting this force on you, but gravity is actually pointing that direction, so you should go that way. I will say that I am liking this book a little bit less than I was anticipating for two reasons, which I hope will resolve over time. One is that there's a little bit of info dumping in the beginning, so like there's some sort of clunky introductions to how things are working, where it's just like, oh yeah, let's just have a block of dialogue talking about this, or like I'm gonna have this expert explain to another expert some like very basic aspects of it, and it's like not entirely realistic, but that's just like a little gripe. But sometimes, you know, when you're just like getting into the story, it can be sort of frustrating when it's like not, you don't realize how well things are done until you meet a book that's doing it just okay. So there is that. But I am expecting, like, once we get over that hurdle, I'm hoping to really like this book. I really like the characters a lot. I really like Gregor. I think is a very interesting character. He just seems like a big dummy, and I love it. So I'm reading that one on audiobook, and then physically I'm reading... Oh, I forgot my other gripe. My other gripe is the audiobook reader. I don't like some of the voice decisions that she's making, so it's sort of hard to tell if, like some of my annoyance is actually the dialogue or just the way the dialogue is being sort of like overly performed. But anyways, hopefully I also just get used to that, and that's fine. The other book that I've been reading is called The Unreality of Memory by Eliza Gabbert. Eliza Gabbert is a poet and essayist, and this is a book of essays, which I've really done a number on this last week. I'm really almost done with this, so I'm just not going to talk about it until I read the last 20 pages, and then we can talk about it. It'll be great. But then after this one, I have some ideas for new collections to start. There are a lot. Oops, I don't know. There's some right here that I've been meaning to start. And these are all, honestly, fairly slim. But I'll just let you know when we get to it what I'm doing. Anyways, I'm sort of rushing because I'm late for yoga, but gonna go do that. What else is today? Playing on my Switch. Hopefully getting lunch with my friend. Oh, I have to take my other friend's dog out, so you're gonna meet a new dog this vlog. And yeah, that's what's going down today, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Or she just is very sweet and friendly.
I think she recognizes us, but I think she's also sweet and friendly.
It's both, yeah. Did you get a face shot?
Hello. Okay, so I've done a not great job of vlogging today because I've sort of forgotten that you need to like take out your phone and film stuff when you're doing this. So anyways, sorry, there's a lot of gaps in my day, but I had a great Saturday. I went to yoga with my friend Alice. I'm very out of shape. I rely entirely on the fact that I have long hamstrings to feel like I'm doing anything at all in yoga, because I have no balance or strength. So that was a little bit embarrassing, but we did that. Went out to lunch at a really good place in North Berkeley. Yeah, went book shopping, because what else are you going to do on a Saturday afternoon? So I do have a book haul. So I got Persepolis. I was really inspired by reading CQ last month, which is a graphic bit of nonfiction, so I thought I would pick up another classic graphic memoir. I justified buying this because I was like, I'm not going to get a graphic memoir on e-reader. Like, I feel like there's not really a good way to do that. So much about graphic novels and graphic memoirs is about the physical object and the art and things like that. So I'm very excited about this. I actually might get into this week. I don't know. We'll see. And then I also got James Baldwin, The Price of the Ticket. I've been a little bit jealous of the group that's reading through this bit by bit. I know it's not something that I could actually commit to right now, but I do love James Baldwin. So I just got this so I can read through it at my own pace, but I'm very excited to have it. You might say, Emma, you literally just bought the complete works of James Baldwin a couple months ago, to which I would say, yes. I mean, okay, so the other collection that I bought is like this very nice hardback edition where the pages are like Bible pages, like they're so thin and the font's small and it's a beautiful copy, and I like started reading it and then I was like, I can't write in this is too beautiful, but I write all over all of my books, so I needed a copy to really muck up, so I got this one. I'm sorry, it's like a reference text, okay? It's like almost not like buying a book. That's how we're gonna think about it. Anyways, after that, did some chores, things like that. I read some more Foundryside on audio. The action is definitely picking up. I think I'm gonna... It's a long book, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer before having like a real reading check-in, but I'm definitely on board with this story, despite some of the small issues that I mentioned earlier. And then also, because I am just not feeling the cooking right now, I went and got Tibetan food. Woo! I'll show you what these are when I lay them out. Anyways, I really do need to start cooking again. I've been traveling so much. Hopefully tomorrow I'll like think of some stuff to batch cook or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. Evening plans: eat Tibetan food, read more Foundryside, play my Switch. That's all. That's what I have lined up. Sounds amazing. All right, as promised, here's the Tibetan food. I really went all out. This is more than one meal, but I got like fried taro stuff, some soupy noodle things, some momos. This was the only thing that was like, oh yes, I need momos, but I'm trying a whole bunch of different foods that I've never had before. Good morning. My Switch was discharged last night, so I didn't actually do any of this, even though I was talking about it all day. So instead of doing that, I finished The Unreality of Memory by Eliza Gabbert, and I started on Upstream by Mary Oliver. I guess I should talk about this one first. So The Unreality of Memory is a book of essays that really focuses on bad things, disasters, nuclear events, the Titanic, that sort of thing, which you would think would be really heavy and depressing, but I actually found it very readable, I think because Gabbert has sort of a way of intellectually distancing herself and her writing from these disastrous events, which is like, I don't know, maybe this is sort of damning, but it's also sort of, I feel like, how I think about it sometimes. It's sort of like what does it mean to be a human living in a world where there could be a nuclear apocalypse in sort of like a philosophical sense. Am I selling this at all? Probably not. But I found it very readable. I found her writing very both compelling and beautiful. I had one very frustrating essay called Witches and Whiplash, and it's sort of about I guess the brain-body connection when it comes to pain, but in this essay, it comes very close to calling chronic fatigue syndrome sort of like a psychosomatic disorder, which I think one of the only positives of COVID and long COVID is that is like very firmly no longer even considered to be partially a thing. But I just know that for people with chronic fatigue, it's very frustrating to be told it's all in your head when it's like a physical issue. Anyways, so I just wanted to point that out if anybody's interested in reading this, because I do know that there are a number of people on BookTube who are dealing with chronic health issues, and I don't know. As somebody who also knows people dealing with chronic health issues and chronic fatigue syndrome, it's like so frustrating to see that given center stage in an essay that was written in like 2018. Like, it was not even a primary view in 2018. That view of that disease has been on the out for a long time. But anyways, I will say that the other sort of really what something that I found somewhat amusing about this collection is that a lot of these essays were written in 2017 and 2018 and are very doom and gloom about the Trump administration, which is like valid, right? Like, that was not great. But just like this woman writing from the abyss as if it can't get any worse in 2018 is sort of amusing to me in 2022. Still, I did really enjoy it overall. I don't know if you can see, but I did have like a bunch of bracketed areas. I don't know. It was good. I'm gonna give it a 4-star, I think. I'm getting tired of holding up my phone, so I will talk about Upstream later when I've read it a little bit more. I mean, I'm like 50 pages in, and it's not a very long book, so that won't be long. And then now I'm actually gonna do the thing I said I was gonna do and read more Foundryside and look at my island, which I haven't looked at in like 14 months. Okay. Happy Sunday. I'll talk to you guys later. I just want to give you my daily spider sighting. They really like my bathroom, which is, alarming. What's up? Hello. I'm realizing why everybody films in their cars. It's like the most private place when you're out, but I just went to Phil's. I walked in there and like half of the staff were singing along to the Moana soundtrack, which I'm totally here for. We're just having a real treat yourself, spend the money weekend, which, that's fine. The reason I'm out is I forgot that I have a boot fitting appointment for ski boots, new ski boots. It is mid-April, but it was like the first one that I could get, and the ones that I have right now are killing me, so we're doing that. It's not really what I was hoping to do today, but that's fine. So, ski boots fitting, then I'm going to lab for a couple hours of work, then groceries, hopefully listening to a lot of audiobooks while I'm doing this. Because I am feeling very into, wow, I'm forgetting the name. What am I listening to? Foundryside. There we go. I am feeling very into Foundryside. I will say that there are some info dumping pacing issues, which are worse than I thought, because I kept on being like, well, I'll talk about it like when we like get more into the story, and we are in the story now, but I'm also firmly like halfway through the book, so it is slow to start, and there is a lot of information dumping, but I think it's still very exciting. Wow. Again, the coffee is important. I'm still very excited about it, because I am really liking the characters, and again, while there is a lot of information about the world setup is still very cool. So I'm giving the writing a lot of grace here. So that's what I've been reading. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy my coffee and then go think about ski boots because it's that time of year. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Truman. Hey, buddy. More takeout. I'm just never cooking again. I don't know if you can hear it, but somebody's going ham on the bell tower, so yay, Sunday afternoon. Grow faster! Alright, well, that took much longer than expected. All of it, the boot... Sorry. I'm a person doing a driving vlog. Look at me. Oh god! I'm on the curb. This is fine. We're all fine. I know how to drive a car. Oh god, please don't hit me. I hate driving. Anyways, so I got new boots fitted, which was good, but also took 3 hours somehow. And then I went to lab and I thought it was a small thing, and then it turned into an all afternoon thing. But it's okay because Sundays are nice. Oh god. I like working Sundays because there's nothing else to distract me. It's just me and my audiobooks and my lab work, and everything is a-okay. Anyway, so I finished that up. Now I'm gonna go get groceries. I, again, don't have any desire to actually cook anything, but I need coffee and Michelle needs peanut butter, so it's somewhat desperate. I have been listening to Foundryside like all afternoon, and I am still really enjoying it. Again, it's sort of definitely an upward trajectory. I think in like the last fifth of the book now, and I'm really enjoying it, but then I feel like this whole thing has been a bit of a prologue to the actual series, just because like there's literally stuff that is happening now that I was told was like the premise of the series. So I feel like I'm finally getting to the point where it's like, oh yeah, this is what I thought it was going to be, but it's now, and I've read like the whole book. So there's that, but I am enjoying it. Yeah, I think that was all for the update. Hello? This was not as relaxing of a weekend as I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna go get peanut butter now, and I'll check in when I figure out what I'm doing for dinner, probably. We went with microwave nachos, so living the dream. There's Michelle's peanut butter. She's happy, right? Right, sweetie? Good morning. It's Monday. I don't want to work too much, but we're gonna do it. I finished Foundryside last night because I really just blew through that book. The ending was okay. I'm gonna give it a sort of solid 3 stars in that I think I'm gonna continue with this series, and I did enjoy it, but it didn't live up to the hype that I had about it in my brain, which is like, why do I give any books any hype before I actually read them? Because it's like my number one complaint is like, oh, it didn't meet my expectations. It's like, just don't have such high expectations. But then that also seems like a sad way to live life. Anyways, so it's Monday. I was not really expecting to blow through that book that fast, so I need to figure out an audiobook to read this week. I have a couple ideas. A hole just came up in the library, but I'm not really feeling it. I feel like that might just be a small book hangover, and by this afternoon I'll be more into reading an audiobook. I did wake up and play my Switch a little bit, so deep relaxation. I fixed my time and date on my Switch because when I opened it up, it sent me back to New Year's 2021 yesterday, and I was like, this is not where I am right now, vibe-wise. But anyways, this is neither here nor there. I am just hanging out, and I'll let you know when I choose some more books to read. And other than that, happy Monday. It's work time. Alright, talk to you later. I just want somebody to acknowledge what I go through. I'm trying to film my March wrap-up right now because I haven't done it. But my dog is literally, I don't know if you can see this, she's just like, yeah, we're hanging out. I'm sitting on you. This is fine. This is normal. What a weirdo. You're so weird. You're so weird. Yeah. Boop. Okay. Now I can't film because she's just going ham on this bone. And it's so loud. Yeah, it's you. You're cute. I do love you. Okay. Yeah. I'm writing my newsletter for my March wrap-up. But I was just looking at Robert Jackson Bennett's Goodreads site because research, and I was just looking at this, and you go to his Goodreads profile and you click on the one rating he's given a book. And that book is Amazing Horse Facts and Trivia. And he rated it 5 stars. I just wanted everybody to know this. I just wanted you to know. Literally the biggest spider I've ever seen in this building. Why is it like this? I hope the spider watch isn't too triggering. I just need everybody to know that I actually live in a haunted mansion. And that's my life now. Honestly, I like them much more than the cockroaches in New York. I've procrastinated a lot this morning, but I'm going to work now. And yeah, still have not decided on an audiobook. But I'll let you know when I do. It's probably either going to be the next book in the Well Met series, which is the romance Ren Fair series that I read some of in February, or the next book in the Passage series. That feels much too intense for right now. Or something else entirely. I'll let you know. Hi. I'm off of work. It was less stressful than I expected, but I am having a old Rasputin. It's an oldie but a goodie. Dog is gnawing on her bone. So I had a good day, partially because I found the perfect audiobook. But I forget his name. But it's a David Sedaris book, and for some reason I had thought that I'd gotten through like most of his back catalog. I haven't read Calypso, but I really thought I'd read most of what he has out there, but I was going through, my library wish list this afternoon, and it's like, oh no, he has like 3 or 4 books that I haven't read yet. So I'm reading the one with the skull on the cover and it's here. Oh boy, I just forget how good he is every time. David Sedaris is obviously a great humor writer and I guess a memoirist. He's somebody who writes sort of about everyday absurdities. I've read about half of it, and it was just exactly what I wanted to read today. Given the fact that I have technically read 2 books in 2 days, I'm sort of like, am I going to make this a 7-book and 7-day challenge? Just because I feel like that vlog that I did, that was 7 books in 7 days, was like the epitome of my vlog self. That is, in my opinion, the best one I've ever recorded. Not to toot my own horn, but I don't think I'm gonna put that on myself because I do have a lot of work to do this week. And then if it just happens organically, who knows? I think I'm gonna read more Upstream tonight, or maybe start Persepolis, but I will let you know which one of those I go for. I do really need to do some cooking. I'm just eating leftover momos tonight, which is great. I love it, but I need to make myself some food at some point. So, cheers! Happy Monday. Good morning. I really should already be headed to work, but here I am at home. I read more this morning. I read Upstream. I'm about 50% of the way through, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I mean, I do love some nature writing. You can consider me a new Mary Oliver fan. I think this is the first bit of her work that I've read. I mean, I'm not a super poetry person. I would like to be more so. This is one of my best friend's favorites, so I definitely wanted to try it. This is also a friend who at one point called Annie Dillard a off-brand Mary Oliver to me, which I love. I love Annie Dillard, so that was crossing a line. So I will say, on the other side of that, I feel like I'm not clicking quite as much with the language in this one as I click with Annie Dillard, and I'm not sure why that is. Like, really, like, it's lyrical language, they're talking about, like, basically the same stuff, but there's something about Annie Dillard's writing that I just get more, or makes me feel more, and I don't know why that is. It feels like it should be basically exchangeable, but I just had to throw that out there. Not that we're being competitive or whatever. I should stop talking now, because this is going to be a very long vlog. But, good morning. I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning. I guess I should be over here. Ow. It is Wednesday. How did it already become Wednesday? I forgot to film some yesterday, but I did read a lot. Specifically audiobooks. This is going to be an audiobook heavy week. So I finished the David Sedaris yesterday, and I've decided that that's going to be, I think, a 4-star read. And then I read a whole nother book yesterday. I read Well Played, which is the second book in Jen DeLuca's Renaissance Fair series. So the premise is that Stacy is she's also a tavern wench at the Ren Fair, but she has like a hookup situation with a traveling band member that goes around to Ren Fair, and in the beginning of the book they start talking over email, and she's like, oh, maybe this isn't just like a fun hookup, maybe we have a connection, but then it turns out she's not talking to who she thinks she's talking to, which I feel like is not really a spoiler based on, like, if you look at the cover of the book and you read the first 5 pages, you know this. She doesn't know it for a long time, but you know it. You know, at some point that comes out. Blah, blah, blah. Romance ensues. In terms of the romance, it was pretty good. I feel like the bit that I liked about this book is that the end conflict actually worked for me. Like, I feel like a lot of times it's very contrived or just like, oh, like, you have your conflict 50% of the way through, and then the couple gets together, and then you have your conflict 90% of the way through, and then you have your happy ever after. And I feel like the 50% of the way through conflict is often, like, a real conflict, and then the 90% of the way through conflict is not one. It's just like, well, we need something here, so, tension, drama. Whereas this one, it really, like, I was actually surprised by it, and like it was actually it was a real conflict. It wasn't just a placeholder, but of course, since it was 90% of the way through the book, I can't say anything about it. Anyways, so I did enjoy that. 3 or 4 stars. I did read it all in one day. I mean, I read most of it at work, and then I just got home and I was really tired, and I just lay on my couch and ate chips and salsa for dinner and listened to romance audiobook. Whatever. What could be better on a Tuesday evening? The plan today is to be efficient and get out early and actually cook something for myself tonight and go to bed early, because I'm tired. Reading, probably more Upstream. I mean, I was not expecting to finish 2 audiobooks yesterday, so I do need to find another audiobook for sciencing. Alright, hello. I actually got off work at a decent time today, so Michelle and I are going for an adventure. By adventure, I mean walk by the water. She's excited because she's excited anytime we get into a car, and especially if I put her in a harness. Let me just make sure I don't get hit by a car at this intersection. Yes, hello. I had a good day at work. I was actually productive. We loved to see it. I was not able to find an audiobook. I started Barbara Kingsolver's, Animal Vegetable Miracle? Not for me, my friends. I was thinking like, oh, well, I'm feeling really uninspired about food, so sort of a memoir about getting closer to the land and homesteading and blah, blah, blah. Like, that sounds like maybe it'll get me excited to, like, eat some asparagus or something. But it was so scoldy. I mean, I listened to, like, the first hour of it. It was real bad. Oh, sorry, let me open these for Michelle. Here we go. Now we got a nose out the window. What was I saying? Oh, right. I just, like, really hate when people are super reductionist about, like, what we need to do environmentally. Like, being like, oh, we just need to eat local, and that's gonna fix it. And, like, all of these city slickers not even knowing where their food comes from. And it's like, I mean, I do love to pretend I'm gonna move to Vermont and milk goats. However, that's not realistic for the majority of people. And then also, if we really did all do that, that would be completely unsustainable. Like, you have a smaller carbon footprint living in a city, taking public transportation, having not a freestanding house, that sort of thing. So I feel like, we're doing great. We're doing great. That was all I really needed to say about that. Good morning. I realize I haven't shown you the state of my garden, and that is because the state of my garden is not good. Like, comically bad. We'll get into it. We'll get into what's gone wrong. We'll do a little post-mortem on this whole plant experiment. All right, I just wanted to start with the good. And I will say that this indoor plant is rocking out, having a great time. I think this is a pepparium? Something like that. We also have a succulent that's still alive. Wow, wow, wow. Wonder of wonder, miracles of miracles. I say because I had 3 succulents at one point. Now this one's alive. This one looks alive. But I don't know if you can see this. He's on his way out. It's a little palate cleanser. Hello, hello. Okay, tragedy. This is my kale. It's the squirrels. The squirrels have gone ham on my garden. This one is just dried out and dead. I don't know what happened there because I was watering him, but he still died. But anyways, we have some literal empty pots because the squirrels just come in and they just dig up everything and eat everything. I don't even remember what was here before. Some beautiful flowers, probably. I think the only plant we have that has a chance out here is this thyme plant, which was next to a rosemary plant, which is just gone. Like, where did it go? But anyways, the thyme's doing okay. And then this guy, this was my hope and dream for a long time, and he's still alive. So I feel like I need to quickly transplant at least part of this guy back indoors. But you wouldn't know. He was like 3 times this size a little while ago, but I guess the squirrels have decided that he too must be made into meals. Must be recycled into making more baby squirrels. Anyways, empty pot, dead plant. This is where we are. Someone tell me how to garden. I'm again running late for work as per usual, but I just wanted to update you on my reading and books. So I did mention yesterday that I DNF'd an audiobook. I spent a long time this morning just sort of scrolling through what's available right now that I have bookmarked in Overdrive. And I ended up downloading Essentialism, which is, I don't know, a sort of self-helpy type book. I feel like those can be very calming and centering sometimes, and sometimes very frustrating. So we'll see which one this is. I also read about a third of Persepolis last night. So again, this is a graphic memoir, so it's quite quick reading. It took me like an hour to get through 100 pages, but it is very, very good. It was hyped to me, and so far it has lived up to the hype. Basically, Persepolis is a graphic memoir of a girl growing up in Iran during the Iranian Revolution. It starts out in 1979, and it's very much a look at the political climate and the protests and the atrocities against political dissidents and things like that, but through the eyes of a 10-year-old girl. I guess the juxtaposition in between this girl who's just living her 10-year-old life on the backdrop of the political climate, it just makes for a very compelling contrast, and you sort of see how life goes on even in the midst of like really profound, disturbing, I guess, political upheaval. So I'm really enjoying this one. I haven't read any more Upstream, but I am, I think, a little over halfway through here. So I'm hoping that with these two and with another audiobook, maybe I can hit the 7 books in 7 days. I always like say these things like, oh, I'm not going to make myself do that, and then I get like very fixated on it. I feel like the key to accomplishing a 7 book in 7 day challenge is variety and also decisive DNFing, because you don't want to slog through something you don't actually want to read. Hello. So we're actually going to have a quite abrupt end to this vlog. It's been really long anyways, so I don't feel too bad, but I sort of messed up with filming some clips in the car. I was like, oh, this is working, this is great. And then I went back to edit it, and it turns out that not all roads are created equal, and some of those clips have like absolutely terrible audio, and then like, you know, I'm like referencing stuff that I talked about before. So the last bit of this vlog just like did not work. It's been a while, guys. I'm back on the vlogging wagon, but I need to relearn some stuff. Anyways, but I did just really want to quickly wrap up what I ended up reading in this week during this vlog. After the end of the last clip that I talked about, I did finish another book, Sex Object, which is a memoir by Jessica Valenti. I know I've already posted my wrap up from this month, so I recommend you go watch that if you want to know more about this book, because I'm not really going to summarize it here. I decided not to give that one a rating because it is a memoir, and I feel sort of weird sort of like rating people's life experiences, but it was interesting. It wasn't my favorite book that I read in this week by any stretch. With that as my final book, I ended up reading 5 books in this week, and also got about halfway through Persepolis and halfway through Upstream. One of the clips that I'm editing out, I talk about how I decided that I'm liking both Upstream and Persepolis enough that I didn't want to like race through it to do the 7 books in 7 days challenge. Like, I actually wanted to enjoy them. So I feel pretty good about that overall, but so close. I almost got there. So adding up all the books that I read Foundryside, which is about 500 pages. Unreality of Memory, I just read the last sort of like 30-ish pages. It was the last 2 essays. I read When You're Engulfed by Flames by David Sedaris, and that was over 300 pages. I read Well Played by DeLuca, and that was also 300-ish pages. I read Sex Object, which was almost 200 pages. It's 172. Then half of Persepolis and half of Upstream. So all in all, throughout this vlog, I read over 1,500 pages, which is really good for me. I mean, I know that they were mostly audiobooks, but I was very happy with this week of reading. So yes, thank you very much for coming along with me on this vlog adventure. Yeah, I promise I remember how to do this, and they're going to be more cohesive again going forward. But yeah, it was fun, and I will see you guys around. Bye.